Hi everybody, welcome back, or hello if you're new. I have a bunch of Lisa Eldridge products here, so I thought I'd do a brand focus on her today. I love her. I think she's smart, she's beautiful, I've followed her for years, and so every time she brings out something new, my ears prick up and I'm interested to see what she's got in her range. Okay, let's start with foundation products and what I've used and what works for me and what doesn't. Okay, so I have two of her products. First of all, this is the foundation, and it's just called The Foundation. I got it in shade number 2. On her website, she's got, I don't even know, 40 shades, I think, of this, so that surely there's going to be something that suits you, right, in that shade range, hopefully. It's a beautiful component. I mean, look at this. It's got a glass bottom, and it's just stunning. The way that I store my makeup, I actually had to keep the bottom of the box that it came in because I simply couldn't make it sit nicely in any other way, and that's kind of annoying to me. I'm sure that everyone else feels differently, and maybe it's just a me thing, but yeah, I find it slightly irritating that I can't stand it up. But this is literally the only actual foundation that I now own. Everything else in my whole collection is either a stick or it's a skin tint. And the reason why is because I have very pale skin. I'm a redhead, or I'm pink now. But before that, before the grey came, I was a redhead. And I find this to be so thick. If I just use it straight from the bottle, I mean, my tattoos just disappeared. And the more I blend it out, the more that it will reappear, but kind of only just, you know what I mean? This is so thick. So I don't use brushes on my face either. Ignore that. It's a swatch of some makeup that I was doing earlier. So I use a sponge. Brushes, and I don't get on. I don't like lines, and I like it to be, seamless. And as you can see, that is now absolutely seamless. But even so, even with a damp sponge, personally, I find this to be just too thick for my personal taste, and I don't need that amount of coverage, Okay, I'll tell you what though, if you do want that amount of coverage, it will last all day. It is an excellent quality product. So what I use is this. It's the Enhancing Skin Tint. Mine is number T1. And oh my God, I just love this stuff so much. It's my favourite out of everything I've ever tried from, every brand that you can think of. I just use a tiny bit. That's literally all you need. And then, I have freckles, and it allows my freckles to show through, but it just gives my skin an absolutely beautiful, seamless finish in a much, much lighter way. It dries down. It's just gorgeous, and I can't recommend this highly enough. If you don't buy anything else from her product line, this is the one thing that I would say beats out everything, and by everybody else. For example, okay, this isn't a foundation video, but so the Superstay from Maybelline, this is a skin tint. It's my second favorite product. This one, oh my God, don't do it. Kylie Cosmetics. It's a fairly recent product from her. It's the Skin Tint Blurring Elixir, it's called. Blah, 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 I say. It's absolutely rubbish, honestly. It doesn't skin blur. It sits in all your pores, whether you use a pore primer or not underneath. This is horrible. It sits on top of your face. It doesn't blend in, and it's just nasty. Then there's the Yummy Skin from Danessa Myricks. Also, very, very nice product. I would buy again. And NARS, also quite high-end. And again, this one I cannot get in the right shade. I've tried all their light shades, and not one of them is right for me, which is a shame, but there we are. So yeah, this one, Uber Alice. Okay, moving on to lip products. I don't have many. I have a couple of bullet lipsticks of hers and only one of the liquid matte lip colours. This is the Velveteen. I am stuck in the 90s. That's just how it is. I don't really care for bullet lipsticks. You can tell me to blot it, powder it, put on a second layer, blah, blah, blah. Do all that. It doesn't last compared to a matte liquid lipstick. But this is lovely. It's not one of those kind of Air formulas. It sets down and it stays so perfect. Her lip liner's gorgeous. So what shade is this? This is Fawn, which I think might be the latest, lightest one that she has. And it's a really pretty colour. So if you're someone who likes lip gloss and you're pale skinned like me, you can get away with this one. She has a load of reds, like so many red lipsticks, I can't even. And I tend not to wear them because I like really bright, colourful eyes. So because of that, I tend not to wear bright, colourful lips at the same time and will wear something a bit more muted. But this Kitten Mischief is my favourite of her bullet lipsticks that I have tried. And it goes beautifully with this particular liner. So that is a really nice combination if I ever just feel like wearing a bullet, which isn't often. So this is my go-to. I actually need a new one. I'm running out. This one is also called Fawn, I think. Yes, it is. And it looks quite dark, doesn't it? But actually on the lips, it's really nice. I mean, I know I'm wearing it. It is quite a deep colour on me, but it is a beautiful colour. And like I say, it dries down, is perfectly well behaved and will last for hours. Okay, moving on to eyes. I can highly recommend her eyeliners. I have eyeliners from every brand in the world almost. And I can tell you that better than Natasha Denona, better than, what's her name? Beckham. Seriously, these are excellent. It's weird because the tops almost feel a bit loose and yet they make a perfectly good seal. Here's the green, and it's a very dark forest green, and you can only tell what the colour is by looking at a very, very small... You can't even, honestly, you can't even... Let me see if I can get the lighting a bit better. Not really, no. But believe me, you'll have to trust me when I tell you that you can just about see the brown there to indicate that this is the brown one. The green is really difficult to make out, but it is there. So that was the green, and here's the brown. This one is called Burnt Umber, and isn't it a lovely shade? Oh my goodness. And then the black, which is deep, a deep, deep dark black. Beautiful. And they give you quite a bit of blend time to, you know, so if you're someone who likes to use them in their waterline as I do and use them to tight line and a little bit on the skin to blend out, they work perfectly for that. Seriously, if you don't buy anything else other than the enhancing skin tint and the eyeliners, then those are really top recommendations. Also sticking with the eyes, here's her Kitten Lash Mascara. I bought the brown one. It's a gorgeous shade of brown and I like it a lot. The only thing is, for me, this adds length, but it doesn't add volume. So what I tend to do is use this as a first coat on my lashes, and then I will use Max Stacks on top, Mac Stack, which really gives me thickness, which is what I like. So yeah, gorgeous mascara again, fantastic. Then we come on to her eyeshadows. And this really is a matter of preference because obviously I've only got, 5 of them. And I did a ranking. Did I rank these? I don't think I did, but I did mention them all the other day in a video. I'll show you the colour stories for each one. This one here is Sorcery. This one was Vega. Gorgeous pale pink. That is such a beautiful shade. The shinies, the shimmers, aren't that shimmery, despite the fact that they do look it. They're actually, you know, let me show you. Let me see if I can make this happen through the screen. So yeah, you can tell, right? Just looking at them. These are from Diveroon, they're singles. And these are the type of shimmers that, personally, for me, I think are just wonderful, impactful, super shiny, hello, disco, fab. These are not. These are, and I'm going to be unpopular when I say this, but these are much more subtle old lady shimmers. There you go, I said. I don't mean old lady at all. I just mean, bearing in mind, you know, I'm Generation X, I'm an old lady. But it's just, I don't know, they're subtle, much more subtle. But beautiful. Look at these colour stories. They're so nice. This is the latest one which I picked up recently. I haven't even used it yet because I've literally only just got it. But I'm looking forward to using it because it's a beautiful thing. And when it comes to the quality of the shadows, you cannot beat them. Particularly her mattes. I am obsessed with her mattes. She calls them velvet mattes, I think. Oh, Betty doesn't have any, obviously. Hang on. Yeah, she has two types, velvet and seamless mattes. And they are lovely. If I'm having a lazy day and I just don't want to do anything dramatic, then one of these palettes will be perfect for me. And this is what I go for. If it's not Lisa, it's YSL, and I'll just pick up one of those and use them because they're so easy, blendable, and Charlotte Tilbury as well, her matte's excellent. But yeah, that I think is her strength, and I enjoy them enormously. So, just pick your colour story and be glad, because although they are quite expensive for 6 shadows, there's a whole look in each one. You're not going to be ferreting around, apart from maybe this one, the Betty, you won't be ferreting around trying to find a matte to go with it or something else. They are just perfect little palettes in themselves. Betty doesn't have any mattes at all. These are all some variation of shimmer, but nonetheless, it's a beautiful thing. And these are perfect, just one and done. Little swipe over the eyelid. For me personally, these 2 shades. Don't need to do anything else. Straight out the door. All right, well, I think that covers just about everything regards Lisa Eldridge. Like I say, I love her. I think she's a smart woman, and she has made some wonderful products. Oh, by the way, she also sells jewellery, which if I could afford, I mean, you can tell, right? I love rings. She has the most amazing ones. They are eye-wateringly expensive, but oh my goodness, yes, you can only dream about those dark stars, so move on. Anywho, lipsticks, the skin tint, these eye pencils, those would probably be my highest recommendations, but it's up to you. I mean, they're quite expensive, but in my view, honestly, well worth it. Okay, that's it for today. Thanks for watching. Take care. Stay safe, everybody.